Aloha y'all, and welcome back to my channel. And welcome to me being like all dressed up for the first time in what seems like forever. My mom and dad actually headed out and I was like, this is my chance. This is my golden opportunity. And I set the conditioner to like a cool 68 and I am living my best life right now. Not that I don't enjoy wandering around with my natural hair, but sometimes I just really feel like getting all dolled up. And actually, I did film in this ensemble, my first ever TikTok video. So if you're interested in seeing me embarrass myself on that social media platform, I will leave all my socials down below. But today I have an exceptionally exciting review for you. A review that I have been yearning to do for quite some time. And that is reviewing the Kaleidos Makeup x Angelica Nyqvist Club Nebula palette. Y'all know that this is my shiz. If you would like to see it in works, I do have a, get ready with me using the eyeshadow palette. Excuse me, burp squad. I will leave that linked down below. Ooh, we're getting a little teary up in here. Ooh. But you guys, I have been yearning and lusting and needing this palette for I don't know how long. I missed the first launch and then I can't remember if they had 1 or 2 restocks, but I finally got my hot little hands on this shiz. And let me tell you, I have not put it down since I've got it. It is just an absolutely gorgeous palette. It is what I used on my ethereal, otherworldly, and vaguely threatening peepers today. Pretty stinking simple. I just went in with Gravity right here, and then we went right on into Queen of Blades. Did the same on my lower lash line, and I did Firefly all up on the lid here, and we used Nova in the outer corner. All nice and shimmy shiny. I know that this review is super belated. I really did. I tried to get it so that I could review it at a still viable time because I am pretty sure that this is a limited edition, not to be continuously restocked item from them, which honestly makes me kind of sad because this color story is so nice and isn't something that I feel we see regularly on the market. So that is a little bit whatever, but a lot of y'all did really want me to review this. I wanted to have this. I wanted to review it. So here we are. I mean, we need to start off with talking about the packaging. I mean, everything about this in the promo pictures, it was just beyond stunning. And I didn't even pay for I know there was a fancy PR box thing going along. It did come in this box here, which is absolutely stunning. I love the space age 1920s kind of aesthetic going on. I'm pretty much living for that right now. It's just a nice little presentation box here. You open it up and it's like this, and the palette was resting inside here. I think this was a really nice extra touch. I haven't decided what I'm gonna use this for, but I am definitely keeping this box. It is just too beautiful to recycle or get rid of. And then the carton for the palette itself is this beautiful blue and silver reflectiveness. I mean, I haven't decided if I'm getting rid of this one yet because I try to be good at I'm one of those people that hoards packaging and containers and stuff like that, but this carton is so pretty, it may be something that I need to hold on to for a while before I make the decision to, throw it around, or if I figure out how to display it. I don't know. I'm a big fan of Kaleidos packaging because it is exceptionally sturdy. It feels really well made, and it is just absolutely stunning. We open this bad boy up looking like this. Y'all know, there is not a shade in here that I'm not yes, inspiration. Like I said, I haven't put this thing down. The matte to shimmer ratio, it's just all kinds of wonderfulness. But why don't we swatch this bad boy and then we can talk about how I feel about it, though y'all probably already know. Like always, I seem to be wearing long sleeves when I do swatches, but behold, they come up like this, elastic wristbands. It's amazing. Okay, let's just go right on into this. Why don't we start with, usually I kind of go in this motion, but I think I'm gonna do this motion. So we'll start off with this row here, starting off with Firefly, which is absolutely beautiful, like almost minty green, kind of like my nails. Then 7 of 9, and let me tell you, all the sci-fi, TV show, movie, whatever names and throwouts that there are to this, absolutely love it. Then Gravity, which is such a good green. Like, I was applying this all over my lids and I was like, it is absolutely seamless. Here we've got them going on here. I mean, is that just not absolutely stunning? I could actually dilute that a little bit and use that shiz as a highlighter. Then the mattes, which feel so nice and smooth. I mean, can we look at that? That's the good shiz right up in there. Then last but not least for this row, Queen of Blades, which, this color F's me up. And for it being such a dark, deep matte, it feels like butter on my finger, and it was just such a wonder. That's this color in here. It was such a beautiful shade to work with. It just packed in there, blended without me even asking it to. Then we have Void right here, which once again, for being so dark and so whatever, and let me tell you, this thing right here, heckin' pigmented. We've got these bad boys right here, just absolutely. I mean, that blue shade is pretty much blue formulation perfected. I do not know what they did to that blue shade. I don't really care, but it is absolutely, it is so smooth and beautiful and perfect. I mean, y'all know your girl isn't typically green, is my forte, but that blue is just, it really, really inspires me to do some deep, dark, vampy, beautiful witchy blue looks. Then on to the quote-unquote purple row. I do like how it's kind of color coordinated, but it still works all really well together. We've got You're My Only Hope, which we use this one in the try-on. And let me see how it swatches out here, because in the try-on, it acted more as like a topper on its own. You know, I felt like if I used a tacky primer, that would do something more for it. It's still really, really pretty, but not as like straight up shimmer as this one. Then we've got Naru, which is a beautiful, I love this like purpley, feels so smooth. Then Astro, which is a beautiful, beautiful, it's like, I mean, that is an electric, gorgeous blue. Then Rock Hopper, which once again, all of these mattes feel just absolutely sublime. Got that here, here, and here. All right, here we go. Here, I mean, that blue is just so stunning. I need to do something with this. And that I need to set that out and make a look happen. Again, just all kinds of beautiful and smoothie smooth. No! I just lost one. Oh no, come back to mama. Firefly just tried to make a break for it. Okay, all right, remind me to glue that back in. Last shade here is Cylon right here. Second, third, fourth verse, same as the first. Absolutely smooth and beautiful and amazing. Going on right here. Absolutely adore it. Absolutely love the colors. I actually really like, one thing that I love about this palette, which we're going into already, is how distinct the rows are, and yet the colors still manage to work really well together. It's a palette that has a lot of different color tones and color theories in it without looking really jumbled and messy. Then the last row, we have got Celestial, which is a gorgeous, gorgeous, like pinky shimmer going on. Nova, which is also really pretty. It's like duochromy, bluey, purpley, pinky almost. Then Samus, which is a fantastical, just orangey, peachy look. Oh, so pretty. I've still got these going on. Oh, so gorgeous. Just absolutely perfect. I mean, this arm right here is like what swatch dreams are made of. We've got pigment, we've got shine, we've got opacity. It is beautiful. Then we have two of my favorite shades in this entire palette. Well, I just love this trio right here. Just F me up. We have Nebula, which is the perfect peachy pinky shimmer. I mean, we're gonna put this thing where it deserves to be, right up here. I love that so stinking much. It's like, do any of y'all remember the Urban Decay shadow in Fireball? This is like that, but formulated 110 times better. Not trying to be shady, just calling it like it is. I mean, look at that, look at that. It's so beautiful. And next up we have Red Giant right here, which, these mattes feel like silk. They are so smooth, just absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so here are the shades here. I mean, like I said, this is like swatch heaven. It's just perfection from one end to the other. If we're talking about like standouts, oh my stars. Obviously this one right here, this one, loved this one. Love these two here. I mean, the whole palette. They are just all so gorgeous. Like, this array just makes me happy inside. This entire palette makes me happy inside, color story wise, because Kaleidos does this thing where they're able to create curated color stories that are unique and different, but still user-friendly. Like, it's not this big giant kerfuffle of shades just thrown up into a palette. There's a concise theory, there's a theme throughout the palette. You know, they're able to curate their palette so well, and this one is absolutely no exception. The only one that I'm a little about is this one right here, just because I'm not a fan of topper shades. I want a shimmer. I just want shimmers. Y'all know how I feel about this. Just give me a shimmer that applies without a brush, doesn't need a tacky primer, and does what it's supposed to do. That's my take on shimmers. And coming from someone who is a matte lover, these mattes are so beautiful. From light to the dark, I mean, I was so impressed with this one here. My blending isn't the best right there, but it was this really, really intense dark green. I was like, oh boy, this is gonna be, I'm always, you know, I always question my technique and my talent when it comes to blending out dark shades, but all of these dark shades are just absolutely stunning. Could not find fault with them, especially the deep blue and the deep green. The deep purples, I had to blend a little bit more. They are, I feel, actually out of all of the mattes, the driest ones, which I was definitely expecting the dark green or the deep dark blue to be the most, but no, those ones were just like melting onto your face. Heckin' pigmented, so tread carefully, but they also didn't have a lot of fallout either. I had like a little bit all up in here, but nothing that was like, nothing like melt cosmetics. And y'all know that your girl is a matte lover, so let me see here. I hate the palette. It's absolutely awful. Kidding! This palette is actually now on my list of like best makeup of 2021. I just start my list whenever I find and use a product that's noteworthy. I jot it down in my YouTube notebook. This palette reminds me so much why I love Kaleidos Makeup, because they are such, I feel, an unsung hero. I mean, this is a pretty big collaboration right here, but I feel like even still, a lot of mainstream YouTubers that we see, I don't see them talking about this company, which is an absolute travesty, because there's only ever been one product from them that I didn't enjoy, and that was the eye primer, so I don't feel really gypped about that. I'm okay with that being the product that I didn't end up enjoying. I mean, all the eyeshadow palettes have been fantastic, and this one is absolutely no exception. I adore the matte to shimmer ratio. I adore just, everything about this palette really does bring me joy. This is a palette that gets my artistic juices flowing. This is a palette I look at and I become inspired. inspired. I'm like, oh, yes. Like I said, absolutely adore this trio here. Has become a go-to for me. I just go all over with this, put this in the crease and pop that on the lid and I am good to go. Love the purples, love the greens. I really want to use, like I said, the blues, get some looks all up done in there. As I said, the only shade that I'm a kind of like, it could be a little whatever, is this one right here, just because it looks, I mean, not too much on camera, but in person, it looks pretty purple. And coming off on your lid and in a swatch, it just comes a bit more faint, a little transparent, kind of just like sparkly rather than just a fully pigmented shimmer, which is what I prefer. I know it's not everyone's thing, but for me and how I like my shimmers, I love this one here, Firefly. Oh, You're My Only Hope is the one that was trying to run away. Astro, I love Celestial. Nova's really pretty. I mean, there isn't a matte in this palette that I don't absolutely love. I was looking at these and being like, well, I like all of them, and I like 95% of the shimmers. The only one I'm just kind of like, could be a little different, but I'm gonna still use it. It's still pretty, is the You're My Only Hope one right here. Everything else is fantastic. I mean, I honestly have nothing but wonderful, fantasticful, good things to say about this palette. It is definitely worth the wait. I waited for this because when I missed it the first time, I was like, I was so upset. Almost nearly as upset as missing their most recent one, but that one's supposedly gonna have a restock, so we'll just wait and have to see about that. But this is just, it makes me so happy. This is also a palette that I think is gonna go really well with, just a moment, my Natasha Denona Trio Chrome, because I kind of feel like this is like the better version of this palette, which is sad because I can't say, oh, if you want to get this one, but it's too much, get this one because this one's not available anymore. But if you have it and you were thinking about getting this one, just keep this because it's better. But with that being said, I think it will pair nicely together. Let me see if I can get this up here. That's not awkward at all, but see how it's got kind of a little bit of like correlating colors going on there. I feel like the purples will play well together. I'll be able to add some more depth to this palette with some of the oranges and the purples and the greens. You know, looking at these two palettes, I'm like, oh, yes, this is a beautiful friendship waiting to happen. I mean, I cannot wait to put some of these shimmers with this palette over here because y'all know if there's one good thing out of this palette, it's those three shimmers. The Scarab, I mean, all three of them are three of my absolute favorite shimmers to ever be created. And that's saying a lot because I'm not a big shimmer person, but I really think that these two palettes are going to be able to just work really well with each other, and I would feel pretty good about traveling somewhere and honestly taking both of these together and being like, I have enough eyeshadow capital within this to get a lot of good and different looks. So obviously you don't have to have it as a companion palette because it stands all up well and fine on its own. And it is just absolutely stunning. Like I said, I am completely gutted that this is not a permanent product because it is just so stinking beautiful. The quality and the, I think we're okay. Your heart kind of stops when 129 palette falls off your leg into the floor, but I think we're good. I mean, basically all I can say is that I absolutely love this shiz. I'm so sorry that I can't like link it down for you guys and be like, hey, this is where you can buy it, because it was like super sold out every time it restocked and every time it's happened. So it's been really hard to get a hold of. It's awful that there are some people who are selling this for like over $100. I think that's just all kinds of wrong, and I have a video discussing it. But all in all, I am beyond happy and pleased with this. Like I said, I have not put it down. I have just been so pleasantly surprised. Well, not even surprised. It's just sort of a confirmation of the quality I know that Kaleidos is capable of creating, and it just really makes me excited and ready to try all their other products all over again. I know that quite a few of you all all have this palette, and quite a few were looking forward to seeing a review from me. I would love to hear what y'all think about it. I feel like most of the consensus from the people that I've seen and know has been pretty stinking positive. But I would still love to know y'all's experiences, even if something was negative. You know, we all have different experiences. But thank you guys so much for watching. I love you, and as always, keep it real. Mwah!